This is the is it common? Um, I won't say it's uncommon, Anna. It's basically when the mom is exposed to distemper and the baby's cerebellum doesn't fully develop. So it's not, they're not, they actually are not sad. You know, they just have a little trouble walking around, but they are fine. They are loved. They are fed. They are, you know, they have a great home here. And wait till you see Derecho, who is basically the CH kitty here. I mean, he's the one who started it all back in 2012, and um, they have adopted out so many CH cats. Now, there's a few here who are residents. They're not going to be adopted, um, but you know, yeah, the CH cats. They, you know, if you would have seen when I came in, I said Derecho was almost always down, sitting down there uh, when I come in. Derecho loves me to go and pet him, and, you know. So yeah, there's quite a few, quite a few. Um, the girl right behind me, Miranda, that's Pania. Pania is blind, and then we've adopted out quite a few blind kitties as well. Pania is a resident. Um, I don't think Maddie May is going to be here real long because, like I said, she is a sweetheart. She, you know, she just loves to jump in your lap, and she will, you know, she just soaks in all of the love. Flo, Theo, and Elsie. Yep. Um, and we've had others too that have you know, crossed paths with. Okay, so I'm going to start this book. Starts out with the quote that says, "There are no ordinary cats." And I don't know if you guys know, but on Saturday, are there any HOH cats? I don't know what HOH means. Oh yeah. Oh, and it's this place actually had made, not made me, but what I learned about CH, I actually adopted a CH cat that unfortunately passed away because it had some other things going on. But I would gladly adopt another CH cat because they are wonderful. And also, oh, hard of hearing. I'm sure there are. I don't know any off here. Walter is deaf. Walter is deaf. Walter is actually out in the cove now. Yeah, Pania is blind. Um, yeah, I know it's kind of sad, but you know what? I was glad to give, and we named him Grayson. Glad to give him a home. Right now, his ashes are right next to my wife's ashes. So hopefully, in the late spring, I'm going to um, finally bury my wife. So Eddie White was also deaf. That is correct. Um, all right. I'm going to read you this and just show you this cool little picture. Isn't that a great picture? To bathe a cat takes brute force, perseverance, courage of conviction, and a cat. The last ingredient is usually hardest to come by. That's funny. And let me tell you, uh, when I had Grayson, I had to bathe him quite a few times. He did not like bathe. Yes, hard of hearing, DeWitty. What? Oh, look at that kitty. That says a cat's got her own opinion of human beings. She don't say much, but you can tell enough to make you anxious not to hear the whole of it. Cats are the ultimate narcissists. You could tell this because of all the time they spend on personal grooming. Yeah, yeah, but unfortunately sometimes gotta do it. The smallest feline is a masterpiece. And I don't know if you guys know, but Saturday, me and Perlissa are taking a road trip. I don't know if you saw that in Jackie's blog today, but I will be here Saturday morning, and I am taking Perlissa out to the Ohio-Pennsylvania border. It's a little over 3 hours drive. So they say the test of literacy, oh no, I'm sorry. They say the test of literary power is whether a man can write an inscription. I say, can he name a kitten? Well, and Perlissa's been returned twice, Stacy, so it's about time that she have a forever and ever and ever home. Did you know that I believe Perlissa was born here at FFRC? Cats are a mysterious kind of folk. There is more passing in their minds than we are aware of. Isn't that the truth? You can sometimes look at a cat and just tell that the wheels are turning. Yeah, Miranda, but you know what? This is the place for Ramsey. Isn't it you know, they can love on Ramsey and really give everything that Ramsey needs. And Ramsey's special needs, you know. And I think Anna asked about the CH cats. Ramsey is a severe CH cat. Doesn't really walk. And we got a couple severe CH cats that you will not see walking around or rarely stumbling around. Yeah. But you know, I think this is the perfect place for Ramsey. You know, a lot of people don't know that Spiker was adopted at one time, but he was a.
Good night, everybody.
Good night. But you know, it's really, it really takes a special person to adopt a special needs kitty. Um, you know, yeah, there's definitely something that went on, and also, yeah, the wand chooses the wizard. Isn't that the truth? Yes, Lucy, Alma, and Ramsey are severe. All right, next one is if it's raining at the back door, every cat is convinced there's a good chance that it won't be raining at the front door. Isn't that the truth? Today, I had our Guinness boy meowing, meowing, meowing at me because when I work, I keep the door closed. And he's always banging on the door. He wants to come in. So I finally let him in, and Guinness does his usual stuff. He comes in, runs on my computer, and then decides, nope, I want to go back out, and then starts digging at the carpet because he wants to come out. So that's Guinness. So for me, one of the pleasures of cats' company is their devotion to bodily comfort. Do you hear him? Do you hear Magic? I went over and I peeked at him and I locked eyes with him, and he gave me this look like, you're going to rescue me and let me out, right? You're going to let me out. And he gave me a little chirp. No, I'm not going to let you out. I'm not going to let you out, Magic. Cats are intended to teach us that not everything in nature has a purpose. Uh-oh, I heard a hiss. Happiness does not light gently on my shoulder like a butterfly. She pounces on my lap, demanding that I scratch behind her ears. This kind of looks like magic, doesn't it? That looks a lot like magic. And Anna, are you still on? Cats are smarter than dogs. You can't get 8 cats to pull a sled through snow. Oh, hi, Anna. Who is that beautiful orange, black, fluffy cat? That is Perlissa, Anna. Perlissa is going to her forever home on Saturday. I am driving her, and I'm meeting her adopter halfway because her adopter lives in Pennsylvania. Magic! Women and cats will do as they please, and men and dogs should relax and get used to the idea. Lost Girl, does this look like somebody we know? A little bit? Just a little bit? Magic. Yeah, it's... If I'm not mistaken, and please correct me if I'm wrong, anybody, but I'm pretty sure Perlissa was actually born here at the center. Because we had the two Persian mamas that gave birth like within a day of each other, and I think Perlissa came from that litter. I think. The last thing I would accuse a cat of is innocence. I don't know. I think even though Guinness is a nudge sometimes, I think he has got the sweetest heart that I've ever. Yes, I thought so. You're right. You're right, Lost Girl. I think Anna knows. I don't like picking up the CH cats because they don't like being picked up, and sometimes they will wiggle, and I don't want to. I don't want to drop them or anything like that. Thank you, Jim. I appreciate that. So, so I, that's kind of why you see Miranda. A lot of times they don't pick up the CH cats because, they can be a little jerky with their movements and you can drop them. So, every now and then I think it's okay. Yes, Spiker is not fond of you. Yep, yep. What greater gift than the love of a cat? And it's by Charles Dickens. Look at that. Look at that sweet little face. Ooh, this one might look a little familiar. Thousands of years ago, cats were worshipped as gods. Cats have never forgotten this. Does this look like anybody we know? Anybody? Oh, you're welcome, Miranda. Does this look like Asha? Asha? Do you hear him? Do you hear him? Yeah, it looks like Ramsey too. You're right. It does look like Ramsey. Now this one looks like Vern. And Pontia. Yeah, well, Pontia doesn't have the real dark face. All right, there is no snooze button on a cat who wants breakfast. Addie May is trying to get into the house. She's trying her best. Even overweight cats instinctively know the cardinal rule. When fat, arrange yourself in slim poses. Looks a little like Sparrow. The cat does not offer services. The cat offers itself. Oh, this is a cute picture. If you want to be a psychological novelist and write about human beings, the best thing you can do is own a pair of cats. Look at that cute picture. Isn't that cute? Yes, aren't we? Yeah. That is Magic, Anna. That is our two-legged gray kitty, who is a miracle in itself, but he's got a little problem with his bum. So he's got to see the doctor tomorrow, or the vet, and just to clear it up. Is it a little? I think he's got a little infection back there. Yeah, Magic is the coolest. Magic, every time I come in, he's always playing with the shoelaces. Way down deep, we are all motivated by the same urges. Cats have the courage to live by them. Hi, Susie. The trouble with cats is that they've got no tact. Oh, absolutely, Miranda. Absolutely. Everybody here is my friend. So, I've been... Oh, the picture's a little... There we go. That's better. My buddy Gallant, who I adopted from here many, many years ago, he's been having the sniffles, and he's been having some problems with his ears, and he's not... And his balance hasn't been great. So, I had to take him to the vet on Monday, and I have to give him steroids twice a day. I have to give him ear medicine twice a day. So for the next week, that's what I'm doing with Gallant. Thank you, Ms. M. Thank you. And Ms. M, thank you for the card. I was going through all of the cards that people sent me. And I appreciate your card. Thank you so much. And anybody else who sent me cards or sent the cards to FFRC, they passed them on to me. And like I said, I really, really appreciate everybody's thoughts. All right. There's something about the presence of a cat that seems to take the bite out of being alone. Boy, isn't that the truth. Yeah, he's doing all right though. I think Gallant has been having some issues with his hearing too, because I don't think he can hear real well. Not that it's going to change anything. He's still going to be, a big bum. He's sleeping anywhere he wants, getting food anytime he wants, getting scratches, and every time I put the TV on in the living room, he comes up and he just loves to sit on my lap and just go right to sleep. I cannot pick him up. He does not like me picking him up, but he will come over and just sleep in my lap. He loves that. All right, this one looks a little like, well, I'll let you. When a cat adopts you, there is nothing to be done about it except to put up with it and wait until the wind changes. Unfortunately, I kind of had to let Maddie May out of the way. Thank you, Kitty. I appreciate that. Hey, Kitty Anna, if you feel like you have to lurk, that's fine. You can also participate. And anybody else who's watching, I would love you to participate in the chat. I love the back and forth that we have. It was soon noticed that when there was work to be done, the cat could never be found, and Spiker is on his way. He has decided. Oh, look at the big spoiled Magic. Do you see him? Now he's all happy because he's out. He won't be out for long, though. He's a crazy cat. All right, I am putting it together now. Yep. So, you know, people that hate cats will come back as mice in their next life. Doesn't this look like the late great Bella? I don't know if I'm sure a few of the old timers remember Bella. Bella was kind of a big deal. Bella was another miracle kitty. She lived to about 12 years old, but she was found. You know, she ended up having a paralyzed tail. I think she had to. But anyway, she lived her best life here. You know, Bella was probably one of the most popular kitties that has been here because she was a huge symbol of courage. And you know, if you ever go back, some of the kitties from the past, you know, were just wonderful. And you know, it's funny because every year there's always a very beloved cat that's a resident here, you know, that passes, and it happens every year. Yeah, the Bella Scoot. Hopefully nobody this year. You know, I think last year we lost Paw Paw, we lost Farah, a couple others, but they're all beloved. They were all residents. Cats do not have to be shown how to have a good time, for they are unfailing ingenious in that respect. Yeah, Yuri. You know, I kind of forgot about Yuri, because I think because Yuri wasn't a resident, but Yuri, the way he walked with, you know, because he had those swimmer's legs, you know, he was cool. I really, you know. Are you eating there, Anna? Yeah, Jesse, Cutie, and Jesse, and some Covies. Yeah, yep. Oliver, yep. Did you ever hear the story about when Jackie, she trimmed Oliver, and she ended up, if you ever want to look at some of the pictures of Oliver, who was beautiful, beautiful long-haired orange kitty. The one time Jackie went a little crazy with the clippers. Magic is probably in another room, but you know, because he's going to be seen by the vet tomorrow, you know, he's got to be, you know, he can't really scoot all over the place because we don't want that, you know, we don't want his bum getting hurt. No matter how much cats fight, there always seems to be plenty of kittens. That sounds like Kiara. Look who's here coming. Cats have enormous patience with the limitations of the human mind. Dogs have owners. Cats have staff. Well, you know, last year when we moved to Defiance from Virginia, we loaded up all the cats in the car, and drove the 12.5 hours. That was fun. Actually, they were really, really good. I think I had a good system too because, I made sure that we took a couple breaks and, yeah, C-Dot has adopted Jackie. Isn't that the truth? The way to get on with a cat is to treat it as an equal, or even better, as the superior it knows itself to be. Yeah, it was 12 hours. So, yeah, lived in Virginia. Um, I was I was lucky though. I kind of planned everything out of what things I was bringing in the car and what things I was, putting on the moving truck. And, basically the moving truck came the 28th and we packed everything up that night and got up like 4 in the morning to get on the road. No, actually, it wasn't a lot of cat yodeling because what I usually do, Deha, is I will cover their carriers, and so that they usually will sleep, and it was actually really, really a good, like you peasant, yeah, that's the truth, Stacy. So it actually turned out so well that now when I have to put the kitties in the car, I will usually cover them so that nothing will stimulate them, you know. So it's been actually it worked really well, and I started doing that for the kitty transports too when I was doing the cat transports. All right, I should not feel quite easy in the company of any cat that walked about the house with a saintly expression. Yeah, that's a good idea, Deha. You can put worn T-shirts. I know that I also put uh, towels in, and if you ever bought a leggy do from here, I would put the leggy doos in. Just the familiar smells, and I think it really really helped. Um, so a cat can purr its way out of anything. Isn't that the truth? Hello, Empower. How are you? Yes, Cat claimed one of your new T-shirts. I have not seen Ringo yet, and I'm going to go around looking for him before I leave. A cat is there when you call her. If she doesn't have something better to do. Spiker, you seem very restless, Spiker. But then again, he did just sleep for probably hours on end. Cats always seem so very wise when staring with their half-closed eyes. All right, DeWitty, take care. Tell Trefosa that meow meow. The problem with cats is that they get the exact same look on their face whether they see a moth or an axe murderer. Try under the steps in Cabana. All right, I'll take a look. In a cat's eyes, all things belong to cats. There we go. I've met many thinkers and many cats, but the wisdom of cats is infinitely superior. It is a very inconvenient habit of kittens that whenever you say to them, they always purr. I believe Bob does come in the main area. I believe. I haven't seen Bob yet. To err is human. To purr, feline. Thank you, Anna. And again, thank you for your gift. We really appreciate that. Oh, the cat. He walked by himself, and all places were alike to him. Whoop. If man could be crossed with the cat, it would improve the man, but it would deteriorate the cat. Lost Girl, that's the cat you found, right, Bub? And you can't call him Little Bob because he's like Big Bob. Here comes Maddie May. There's Maddie May. So, anybody here who's interested in adopting a cat, I highly recommend Maddie May. Highly recommend Maddie May. What a sweet, sweet girl she is. Yes, thank you, Anna. Really, really appreciate it. To make Jackie jealous. When my cats aren't happy, I'm not happy. Not because I care about their mood, but because I know they're just sitting there thinking up ways to get even. Yeah, Spiker's a camera ham. Cats are only human. They have their cats are only human. They have their faults. Huh. Yes, she's a beautiful kitty, Maddie May, and she will love you. She loves to get on your lap, and she cannot get enough love. Um, I was saying before that Maddie May reminds me of Meadow. Those of you who follow Gallant's Facebook page probably remember Meadow. Meadow was a cat that we fostered. Um, Meadow was a big orange cat, medium haired, who basically lived all of his 10 years outside. He became FIV positive, and when we got him, he had a lot of old breaks in his legs. He was hurt, he was mauled by a dog, and I didn't know if he was going to make it when we first um, fostered him, but as he as he got better, his personality started coming out, and he loved being petted. He could not um, he couldn't get enough petting. He would knock the other cats over because he wanted to get on your lap and be petted, get on your chest. I remember Bonnie fighting with him, not fighting, but Bonnie did not want him on her lap, and because he was huge, and he would not be ignored. He wanted to be on that lap, and I just remember he just loved, um, being petted and being loved. And Maddie May reminds me of Meadow in that way. I mean, they don't look alike. They're probably not even, they're different colors and all, but they still have that, I want love. And Meadow, I took Meadow out to a lady out in Nebraska, and I flew Meadow out there for his forever home, and I still talk to her. She's on Gallant's page. She, it's I feel good about that. But that was one of the hardest things for me to do was to let him go, because I really, really liked him. Um, but I also knew that, just like here, my job was to foster and then to let them go. But, oh, that was a tough, tough one to let go. So, all right. Time spent with cats is never wasted. Good night. Good night, Mark. Oops, there's the picture. Every one of my cats at home has a story. And really, all the cats here have their own stories. Some of them are more heartbreaking than others, but every one of them has a story. And every one of them, they're still writing their story, and they're all kind of at the same part in their book. Some of them are going to stay here for the rest of their lives, which is fine. A lot of them are going to be adopted. So, everybody knows Gallant Story. Gallant came here to FFRC 8 years ago. Somebody doused him with gasoline and set Gallant on fire. And those of us who saw Jackie that night know how upset Jackie was. And we know we weren't sure that Gallant was going to survive. And boy, did that boy hook me into this webcam. That I would watch Gallant every night and just, but yes, it is absolutely evil. But you know what Jackie said, and it stuck with me all these years. Don't concentrate on the negative. Concentrate on the positive. Because Gallant was brought here, and not only did Gallant get treated for his burns and learn to trust again, but he just thrived here. And I don't think Gallant really. I don't think Jackie showed Gallant on cam with without the towel on him for like a good 6 weeks after he was here. But I remember when she first saw Gallant, she basically warned everybody that it's going to be graphic, and boy was it. I was horrified when she showed Gallant, with the burns and all of that. But he's an amazing, amazing cat, and everybody knows that story. I also have a cat that who was found in a ditch with a prolapsed uterus with her babies. And she had to have emergency surgery, and they weren't sure she was going to make it. But not only did she make it, she's thrived. So yes, FIV cats are adoptable, Jim. They can live normal lives just like any other cat. You just have to make sure they're not aggressive, because any puncture wound can spread the FIV. So, I don't know, Lost Girl. That is just amazing. All right. So, this is actually the end of the book. So, that's Quotable Cats. I wanted to also read this, A Tree in the Ancient Forest. And this is basically, it's almost like a picture book. So I'll show you some of the pictures. And oh, wow, that's awesome. All right, The Tree in the Ancient Forest. This was one of Bonnie's books. This is the ancient forest. This is the 300-year-old tree that grows in the ancient forest. And I thought I was old. Awesome. That is awesome, Anna. These are the roots that draw food from the soil to nourish the 300-year-old tree that grows in the ancient forest. These are the tiny underground truffles that grow on roots to draw food from the soil to nourish the 300-year-old tree that grows in the ancient forest. These are the voles and mice that tunnel and eat the tiny underground truffles that grow on roots that draw food from the soil to nourish the 300-year-old tree that grows in the ancient forest. This is the owl that flies at night, that hunts the voles and mice that tunnel, and eat the tiny underground truffles that grow on roots that draw food from the soil to nourish the 300-year-old tree that grows in the ancient forest. Yeah. Kind of both, Evelyn. These are the sleepy owlets that are fed by the owl that flies at night, that hunts the voles and mice that tunnel, and eat the tiny underground truffles that grow on roots that draw food from the soil to nourish the 300-year-old tree that grows in the ancient forest. Thank you, Evelyn. Well, I lost one of our cats last summer, so I certainly know what it's like. And I know one of our cats is really getting up there in age. He's going to be 15 this year. Uh, she's still kicking around. She's, she doesn't get along with the other cats though. This is the hollow in the tree, home of the sleepy owlets that are fed by the owl that flies at night, that hunts the voles and mice that tunnel, and eat the tiny underground truffles that grow on roots and draw food from the soil to nourish the 300-year-old tree that grows in the ancient forest. Thank you, Deha. Of course, 2 months after we lost our Emmy cat, I lost my wife. So, I think most of us, probably tired of hearing about that. It'll be 3 months that my wife passed in February. This is the woodpecker searching for ants that started in the hollow in the tree, home of the sleepy owlets that are fed by the owl. Evelyn, her health hasn't been great, and she started dialysis. And actually, Lost Girl used to take her to the dialysis clinic, and she came home one night and she just collapsed. And they had to fly her out to Toledo, the heliporter, and she never woke back up. Yeah, it was a tough year. So right now, I have her in an urn next to some of our departed kitties. So right now, she's next to the kitties. And let me just show you this woodpecker. If you listen really careful to the woodpecker, you could actually hear him go, ha ha ha. This is the saucy chattering squirrel that scolds the woodpecker searching for ants. I appreciate that, everybody. Thank you. That started the hollow in the tree, home of the sleepy owlets, that are fed by the owl that flies at night, that hunts the voles and mice that tunnel, and eats the tiny underground truffles that grow on roots that draw food from the soil to nourish the 300-year-old tree that grows in the ancient forest. And you got to see the woodpecker there. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, I think so. I appreciate that, Savra. That I hope so. Unfortunately, with COVID, I really couldn't have a funeral because her sisters couldn't come, and so we're going to try to have a memorial service the weekend of Memorial Day. So that's what I'm shooting for. She did have she has a family plot that she can be buried in. So I just sent the check off to open up the. This is a hungry, stealthy marten that stalks the saucy, chattering squirrel, that scolds the woodpecker searching for ants, that started the hollow in the tree, home of the sleepy owlets that are fed by the owl that flies at night, that hunts the voles and mice that tunnel, and eat the tiny underground truffles that grow on the roots that draw food from the soil, to nourish the 300-year-old tree that grows in the ancient forest. Thank you, Jim. And Jim, they do. My boy Guinness and my wife had a very special bond, and Guinness would love getting into the covers and and snuggle with my wife. And he doesn't really do that for me, but every now and then you can just tell that he really wants. I got it, Ed Power. I got it. No atmosphere at the restaurant. Yeah, and it gets a little cold there when you move to the moon or Mars. These are the fir cones that fall from a branch that startle the hungry, stealthy marten, that stalks the saucy, chattering squirrel, that scolds the woodpecker searching for ants, that started the hollow in the tree. Home of the sleepy owlets that are fed by the owl that flies at night, that hunts the voles and mice that tunnel, and eat the tiny underground truffles that grow on roots that draw food from the soil to nourish the 300-year-old tree that grows in the ancient forest. Yeah, it is very similar. I appreciate that, Jim. Yes, and that's part of the reason why, even if I'm not feeling good, I try to get myself out of the house and come over here to do the story time, because it really does. There's definitely something therapeutic. Los gatitos. I know what that means. The cats. Lectura, I think, is talk. The talk. Unfortunately, I don't know Spanish. This is the 300-year-old tree that grows the fir cones that fall from the branch and startle the hungry, stealthy marten, that stalks the saucy, chattering squirrel, that scolds the woodpecker searching for ants, that started the hollow in the tree, home of the sleepy owlets, that are fed by the owl that flies at night, that hunts the voles and mice that tunnel, and eat the tiny underground truffles that grow on the roots that draw food from the soil, to nourish the 300-year-old tree that grows in the ancient forest. So as you can see, it's basically the circle of life. As you can see, I appreciate that. I really, really appreciate that. So this was one of Bonnie's books, and I don't know if I have time for any other books, because it's getting to be about that time. And unfortunately, tomorrow I have to get up early. Thank you, Sarah. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you for the donation. So I'm going to get up for a second. Oh. Hensley is still here by my feet. Ah, they have Diet Pepsi in here. Ah. Wonder if they have any G0. Yeah. It's all regular. Alright, well, that's alright. Oh, you're welcome, everybody. Thank you. We do this every Wednesday night. So, hello, Maddie May. Hi, Maddie. Maddie May. Oh, well, we're glad you're here. And, you know, I do this every Wednesday night. Thank you, Lost Girl. Hi there. Hi, girly. Hi, girly. And same bad time, same bad channel. Yeah, that's right. Oh, you're anytime, Kitty's mom. I'm glad to do it. I'm glad to get into the back into kitty transport, because you know most of you know that before we moved here, we would always do cat transports, and we would always foster some kitties, and you know we haven't, obviously, with COVID and things like that. Um, you know, I haven't really gotten a chance to do that, and with my wife's health wasn't great, and you know, but here comes Perlissa. Hi, Sharon. Thank you, Sharon. Really appreciate that. Yeah, those transports were fun, Lost Girl. Thank you, Ms. M. And Monday, Gallant, and I take her Saturday morning. And one of I thank you, KB. I appreciate that. I certainly will. You know, sometimes driving kind of clears my mind, and you know, I kind of enjoy that part. I don't know. I don't know if Jackie is doing nails on Mondays. Lost Girl, do you know if Jackie does nails on Mondays? Because I was going to bring my crew here to get their nails clipped on Monday, but unfortunately, Gallant took a long time at the vet on Monday, and I ended up not getting home till about 11:45. My sister-in-law Barbara is doing okay. I talked to her son this week because my sister-in-law Barbara and my wife share a plot, so I need to kind of figure out the headstone part. Barbara from the cat rescue is doing better. She's home. Yeah, I'm going to Lost Girl. I'm gonna, you know, I'll probably text her. So yeah, you know what? I could bring Perlissa to the Camana, because I'm not worried about her jumping out and all of that. I just worry about the CH cats. Oh, there she is. I see her. You're all bums. Every one of you. You're all bums. You need to go out and get a job. Or Perlissa. Hey, Perlissa, there she is. Isn't she beautiful? She's absolutely beautiful. Lady P, you're a good girl. We're going to have fun on Saturday, aren't we? Yes, they're all freeloaders. All right, we're going to put you down. Do you see that she's squirming now? Yeah, she's only got one eye. Asha. Yes, she is magnificent. She really is. I was mentioning, and I'll probably. She's getting adopted, Evelyn. Yes. She unfortunately has been returned twice. All right. Perlissa was born here at the rescue center. And whenever they ever get adopted, part of their contract says if they have to give them up, they have to bring them back here. So, yeah, it's a big puffball. She is beautiful. Um, so I don't know if the um, what happened on the first. I don't know if they went into a home or something like that. But yeah, um, the lady who's adopting Perlissa already has a couple Persians, and so this is like the perfect house for her. Perfect, and that's something that Jackie really tries. Yeah, the second time that Perlissa was returned was because of allergies. Um, yeah, but Perlissa is just you know how Persians are. They're such gentle kitties, you know. But but Kathleen, you know what? Kitten season is coming around the corner, and the time that Perlissa was born here, we had two Persian mamas that gave birth a day apart. So, um, one of the other things you guys could do is if you have a name you like to honor a kitty here, you can name a cat here. I don't know if it's $20 or $25. You can check out Paul Mart. Um, I know I've named a few cats here on my travels, um, and just about all of the cats here are named from viewers from Name a Cat. So if you're interested in that, check out FOFrescue.org, and you go to Paul Mart and look at some of the things that you can buy from here. It really does help. Um, and just yeah, $20. Yeah, I think it's right. And you know what? I have a couple names that I gave um, that I asked Jackie to you know only. Okay, the first one was allergies. The second one, the cat wasn't nice to her. Okay, yep. Um, I asked Jackie only give out this names for the perfect example. Like I think everybody knows my buddy Gallant. His full name is Sir Gallant the Braveheart, and he has gone through so much, and he is the bravest cat that I know. So if anything, if a cat comes in, with similar problems or something like that, um, I asked her to name Braveheart. Yes. Yeah, Jackie does try not to reuse names. So if you have a name, check the list that's out there on the website. Hi, Perlissa. Um, she will use some names, but not a lot. Also, my cat Gallant has his own Facebook page. You can actually go there. It's Sir Gallant the Braveheart. Oh, really? Metallica. That's awesome. Yes. And, there's a lot of ways that you can help out here. Um, you know, um, and you will help contribute to a very happy and healthy life for these guys. You know, Anna, 2 years ago, my wife and I went down to Florida for our anniversary and for her birthday. And no problem, no problem, Tina. And we went to, I'd never ever been to the Everglades. And we went to the Everglades and we did the tour of the Everglades. And I am telling you, I loved the alligators. We probably saw 200 alligators on that trip. Just lying out there in the sun, you know, they were awesome. And there were a lot of idiots with us because there was a lot of baby alligators. And the baby alligators are this big. Everybody's, oh, they're so cute. You know how many people would go up to them and try to, like, not pet them, but take pictures, real close-ups? And, you know, Mama is like 10 feet away. They were nuts. You know, I know my wife is like, oh, you're getting too close to them. I was 20 feet from them, and I was using my zoom lens. I wasn't getting any closer. But there was people going up there like a foot away from them. So, but yeah, I really, really loved the alligators. And it learned, I learned a lot. It was called Shark Valley, and it's part of the Everglades. I would do that again in a heartbeat. It was a lot of fun. I learned so much, and there's a Native American tribe out there that does airboat tours, and that was just wonderful. And you could see the alligators swimming with their heads just slightly out of the water, coming up. I loved it. I loved it. And unfortunately, you know, that was probably the highlight, you know, since my wife lost her leg. You know, it was one of those things where a year after she lost her leg, you know, we could go out and we could do some stuff. So, so I'm glad of that. You know, I'm still a little sad. It wasn't the Seminoles, Kitty's mom. It began with an M. Yeah, Seminoles I think are a little further south. I remember the guy that started the airboat tours named Buffalo Tiger. That was his name. So the tour is called Buffalo Tigers Tours. Oh yeah. I'll have to check it out, Anna, because like I said, I loved. No, they don't go out and shoot them, Evelyn. The Native American tribe, you know, respects the earth and respects the gators, and they do not trap them and shoot them. You know, they are conservationists, and part of the mission of the airboat tour is education, to teach people, you know, about the beauty of nature. It really is beautiful. All right. Oh, do they shoot them? Oh, yeah, not my fan. But that's, you know. All right, I am going to get running. Thank you again for everybody. It is, I'll have to make sure I put my hat on. I got my official Wales rugby cap. See, it says Wales on it. Thank you, Ms. M. Thank you, Evelyn. Nice to meet you, and thank you, everybody who's joined us for the first time. I hope to see you again next week, and, you know, you can also check the schedule, you know, because we have a lot of cool little things planned on here. Thank you, Stacy. See you later, everybody. Hello, Zelda. Hello, Zelda.